Everybody is unavailable all of the time. And it's also true that everybody's a liar. Not necessarily in a grievous sense, but I think this generation and just the time that we're in gives a lot of power to unreal unavailability, if that makes sense. Just to kind of paint exactly what I'm trying to explain, if you're under 35, and I would even push it to 40 nowadays, there is no reasonable way you are ever truly away from your phone for more than 30 minutes at most. And I'm not saying you don't have a job. I'm not saying there aren't jobs that are intensive or even having rules that restrict you from using your phone. I think we've all worked those or been in those situations, where you just have to lock in and put the phone down, do what you have to do. Maybe you're doing some yard work or you're sorting something out. So in that case, let me say 45 minutes, an hour, right? I'd say the average under 40-year-old person touches their phone and looks at it, makes a little update. I'm not saying doom scrolling. I'm not saying pop it open and watch a YouTube video. I'm just saying this is my phone. I look at it. I have a notification from my mother right now. Not even joking, right? How is it possible to get left on red for fucking 3 days? You get what I mean? And that's not calling out anybody. Nobody's done that to me in recent memory. But I've done that to people. You know what I mean? It's so weird how we have these tools. I'm sitting in front of my computer right now recording this audio. I could reach out to so many people in the world. If I wanted to right now, I could hop on a thread on Reddit and start speaking to somebody in Japan in probably less than 20 minutes if I really, really wanted to. You get what I mean? The possibility and technology that we have that just has greatly advanced communication with anybody that we desire is out of this world. And we use it to stay in our rooms all day. It's the weirdest fucking thing. And I'm not saying this as in like I'm pointing at you and saying you stay in your room all day. I stay in my room all day. Like there are days when I have things to do, when there are plans and people that are saying, "Hey, let's hang out, let's do this and that." And I would say not in this language, but using what told you about leaving people on red, not responding to something, being artificially unavailable, I use it to dodge these situations. And frankly, I think that's just a very universal experience, You with a lot of people nowadays. I'm sure the person watching this has had an experience where somebody reaching out to them to talk or do something concerning business or even just catch up, and you see it literally as it comes in. You're holding your phone as you see it, and then you put it down, and it takes at minimum 24 hours to respond to them. That is crazy. Niggas had to send letters through pigeons and roads. Like, can you imagine going to somebody in fucking like Paul Revere days when you had to go around and tell people there was a war starting on a horse? Can you imagine walking up to that dude with a straight face and saying, "My mom just sent an instantaneous message to me, and I'm going to choose to ignore it and not respond as fast as possible"? You would look fucking insane. You would look wild. Even if you didn't go back in time and you were speaking to somebody at a bar or with your friends and you said like, "Hey, this dude just texted me. I'm really interested in seeing him, hanging out with him, or a romantic partner. But I don't want to seem too desperate. I'm going to sleep on it. And it's 8 p.m. You're not real." And I don't mean that in a way to offend. I don't mean that in a way to call out anybody or try to jab at anybody. I think genuinely all of this technology and everything that's going on with the world and how we see things right now, it is turning people into not real caricatures of who they are. I saw a TikTok the other day of this dude. He's like this black guy with glasses, and he'll just go on and rant. Very eloquent young man. Like, I think if you're on TikTok and you like get into like philosophy or even just like metaphysical social ideas, you've surely seen him around. He's awesome. But he said this one thing that really stuck with me where he's like, if you can't say out loud how you feel about a situation or what you will do about it to that person, it probably does not exist as a good idea. You know what I mean? And I mean that in the sense of like, I think he was talking about like having somebody as an option, you know, a romantic option or like a play. If you can't walk up to that person or walk up to a group of their friends and be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with them, but you know, they're just like an option, you know, like that would not fly. If it can't exist in the marketplace of free communication, it's probably a delusion. You know what I mean? And I think it exactly applies to the concept that I'm talking about, where it's like, you know how crazy it would be to walk up to the person texting you? And I've literally had a situation similar to this happen where, like, I think people working in music or just creative collaboration have surely experienced this. Somebody walks up to you and y'all are chopping it up, and it's like, did I hit you up about like coming to that session or the studio, or like I've been trying to make an EP this summer? I think I reached out to you. Did you respond? And it's just like, no, I didn't. And you guys are standing in front of each other. That is one of the most like mind-splitting things to me, of just like we can coordinate to have our bodies in front of each other, whether or not it's through a friend or different means, or saying like, hey, I'm meeting up for class or whatever. You're telling me we put more effort, spent money on wasting gas, walked around for the day to get in front of each other, and you can't pick up your phone and text me back? Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. It's truly, genuinely ridiculous. It's ludicrous. It's superfluous. It's downright fucking stupid. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we need to do better. Respond to people. When you're done watching this video, go through and look through the texts of people that you haven't communicated with and fucking talk to them. It's the least you owe to them. And if you don't like them and you don't want to respond, communicate that. Communicate anything. But the difference of turning around and just giving them nothing is directly, in my opinion, the definition of being inhuman. Humans are naturally social creatures. Humans are people that want to reach out, that want to talk, that need socialization to exist comfortably in their brains. If you put somebody in a solitary room, they don't have a phone, they don't have anything to bounce off of and communicate with, that is literally one of the guaranteed ways to make somebody go insane. Even somebody being tortured, seeing another person come in to fucking chop their fingers off, makes them more sane than if you were to just keep them in a room by themselves for a year. That is nuts. Like, you need to communicate. We are social. Be social. It doesn't hurt you. And as much as I'm saying this to the screen, I'm saying it to myself. These needs to be these need to be reminders and affirmations to move throughout your world, because we're in a world of basically what, 8 billion people? You're not going to get through this life on your own. It's impossible. You can't buy a house without talking to somebody. You can't get to your dreams without being able to communicate. And it's what we have to do. So stop being artificially unavailable. If you have your phone in your hand and somebody texts you, text them back. It doesn't hurt. Like, what are we doing here anymore? It's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be embarrassed about if you're truly, genuinely, earnestly chasing human connection. There's nothing to be pussied out of, or, oh, I just got little broed for texting a woman that you're interested in quickly. There's nothing that you lose by texting your friend back fast and showing that you care about them. Be real, man. Just be real.